I'd like to welcome Jenny Herrera, who is the CEO of the Good Business Charter, to this coffee break episode with Catsurveys. Thank you for joining us today, Jenny. So firstly, could you please tell us a little bit about the Good Business Charter itself?
Yes, of course, Nick. Great to be with you. Thanks for having me this morning. So the Good Business Charter is about responsible business behaviour. There's quite a few words thrown around. Common sense capitalism, I heard it said at the weekend, but it's about ensuring that whilst businesses are making profit, they are also caring for people and planet. And it is an accreditation scheme which takes 10 components. 5 of them are for employees, so real living wage. There's one around fairer hours if you are using 0 or minimal hours contracts, employee wellbeing, employee representation, and diversity and inclusion. So there's those 5 components around employees. But then there's also the environment, of course. What about our responsibility towards the environment? Paying our fair share of tax, the commitment to customers, ethical sourcing and prompt payment to suppliers. Now, it is the idea of Julian Richer, entrepreneur and founder of Richer Sounds, but actually what he achieved was he brought the CBI and the TUC together and said, actually, we need almost like an entry point of behaviour for businesses. They should be able to commit to these 10 principles to be operating in the UK. And therefore, the vision is quite big. We would love to see government only procuring with GBC companies. We would love to see consumers well aware of the brand and only choosing to shop in GBC shops, go and have a coffee in a GBC cafe. Really, we want to nudge business behaviour, because a lot of businesses, you see, are doing really well in 7 or 8 areas, but there are 2 that aren't. And therefore, we've wanted it to be really clear. These are minimum standards. You should be able to be committed to all 10 of these areas to be doing business in a responsible way.
Well, that's sort of like what drew ourselves to Good Business Charter, because certainly, like you say, the 10 components certainly resonated a lot with ourselves and the board and the senior management team over the last few years gone great lengths to ensure that we do act as a responsible business, and also being mindful of the sustainability and resilience of the business as well. And certainly, again, that was probably one of the reasons and rationale that certainly being a part of yourselves and accredited by Good Business Charter was to actually show and prove to our employees that we were committed to that fairness and inclusion, was committed to the real living wage, not the minimum wage, the real living wage. And we've been a member of that organisation for almost 7 years now. So it really resonated with us. And like you say, a lot of businesses are quite strong in sort of like 6 or 7 of the areas. We felt the same. And those other areas allowed us to grow into and stretch into them and show that more commitment. So it's been great to align ourselves, and we proudly represent that in our communication. And I certainly see the growth of Good Business Charter. How's that felt for you, the growth that you've seen certainly over the last 12 months?
We launched in February 2020, which was the worst time to launch anything. We had a few founder members and then the pandemic crashed in and we had to take our foot off the pedal somewhat. But what has been really encouraging, because you have no idea really how well it's going to land, and we really wanted it to work for all sizes of business, all sectors. And what's been amazing to see is that it is taking off. We are nearly at 1,000 members with the pandemic in the midst of all that. But actually, of course, the pandemic has shone a light on the importance of particularly our essential workers, and a lot of those were low paid, and the importance of employee wellbeing. So it's really shone a light on the importance of these different areas, and it's just really exciting. We launched a streamlined version with the Federation of Small Businesses. We've got a lot of small businesses that have been able to have an accreditation that hasn't got huge barriers, free in the first year, only £25 a year afterwards for them, and then plenty of big businesses. St James's Place was our first FTSE 100, TSB our first retail bank. Recently, Legal & General have just joined us, Timpson Locksmith. So it's just great to see a real range of different organisations say, actually, these are principles that we want to commit to, and focus is good intent going forward. So if there's 2 of those 10 and a business is like, well, we can't do it, well, actually, we're saying make the commitment now and then use the GBC as just a really great framework to, you know, kind of work through which areas do we need to focus on. Someone said to me the other day, it's just given them real impetus to just keep the focus there, which I'm sure for someone in a role like yours, it just helps to have a way to keep that, you know, really in the forefront of people's minds and in the busyness of the day-to-day work.
No, certainly, and it remains a focus of the business, and obviously maintaining the accreditation with yourselves, that is a KPI of the business, and one that is managed, you know, at board level and monitored at board level to ensure that we remain on the path. But it was interesting, you know, you say sort of like even during the pandemic now, the growth of membership, because I think there certainly is the realization what we've been through, and is ensuring that in the employee well-being part is absolutely paramount. That employee well-being part is particular strong with ourselves. We will continue with that.
Yeah, even prompt payment. Businesses that realise that they've been treating their suppliers well, that's just what they did. It was common sense. We're able to survive better and more resilient in the pandemic as well. So it's just interesting when you look at all the different stakeholders, the importance of just being caring and responsible.
No, absolutely. We certainly, as a business, hopefully, you know, can further engage with the Good Business Charter and its members. And if there's some charitable organisations in there that we can get involved in, that's something that we would love to do going forward. And is that something that the Good Business Charter will look to engage the members a bit more collectively, as if there's a bigger drive?
We want to be a listening charter. We've always said that. So whilst we've made it a simple and straightforward accreditation to join, what we're hearing from our members is actually whether it's a particular area people are grappling with, perhaps around diversity, is there somewhere where we can bring different groups together? We're starting to offer webinars now on a particular area. And I think really we want to hear from our members what would be useful and how can we partner up. And I love that idea. You know, wouldn't it be great to see GBC businesses supporting our GBC charities? Fantastic. I think there's so much scope. It's what to do when, and we really want to hear from our members on that.
I certainly believe, you know, there's great synergy in that, because obviously the very being of a business being a part of you and then being able to support that charitable organisation and, you know, help drive that as a team and a unit would be fantastic moving forward. That's something that we'll be looking forward to and having that opportunity.
We were absolutely delighted to have Catsurveys involved with the Good Business Charter, and I love reading through the blog that you put on the website about, you know, you're celebrating joining us and being part of our community, and you know, we really are pleased to have you on board.
You know, it's a two-way thing, because we are proud to be a member of a Good Business Charter, and promoting of that to our clients and our supply chain is something that happens on a daily basis. It's embedded within our email. We want to shout about it that, you know, what we do and what we stand for as a business is to ensure that our employees and our clients and customers and supply chain are looked after by us as Catsurveys to build that collaborative relationship. So we do as much as we possibly can to promote the good work that yourselves at the Good Business Charter do, and we will continue to do that. And certainly, like today, this will go out to our followers on social media, so we can actually hopefully help increase your membership and the profile of the Good Business Charter and what it means to us. And that's something that we are passionate about.
Thanks, Nick. We're really grateful for that. I think this is it. As our members promote it to their clients, their suppliers, and over social media, as you say, and just the word keeps spreading, the more value it will gain. The more it's recognised, the more customers will start to look for it, and yeah, hopefully we'll create this virtuous circle and in a race to the top to really be able to achieve these components and prioritise what are basics about how we do business. So yeah. And we're really grateful.
That's fantastic. Jenny, it's been absolutely fantastic having a coffee break with you today, and I wish you well and a Good Business Charter, all the success in the future.
Thank you very much. We're delighted to have you, and yeah, we're looking forward to how it continues to develop, and we hope Catsurveys will play a key part in that development.
Thanks very much indeed, Jenny.
Thanks, Nick.